Hi, my name is Tammy Zukoski, Queen Lady TAZ of the Pink Red Hummingbird Hatters, our official Red Hat Society chapter. I'm here on video trying to explain, prior to having cancer, how it all started. Back in 2007, I was 41 years old. I was having problems with my stomach. Put it off, because I was also weightlifting. Found out I had a fibroid tumor. Wasn't that big, but wasn't that small. Well, I went to the doctor. They started poking around. They found a couple of hernias. Because of them poking around and everything, it grew to 20 pounds. I went to my OBGYN. He poked around. The emergency room doctor poked around because that's how bad it was. I went to the emergency room first, then the OBGYN, because I couldn't get an appointment. Then he sent me to an oncologist, a cancer specialist. And by the time they were all done poking at it, I went in for they finally got me in for surgery the day after my wedding anniversary. And my husband and I wedding anniversary is June 6th. And on June 7th, I had to have surgery, so I didn't have an anniversary that year. We had to celebrate after I got home from the hospital, a 4-day stay. Well, the fibroid tumor was attached to my uterus, my one ovary, and it was all the way under my rib cage. It was pushing on my stomach, my lungs, you name it. My bladder was up there. Everything was all out of place. They removed it all. I said, I'm not having kids. We're not worried about that. Remove it. Well, they removed it. They left one ovary. They took it out. It was calcifying by the time they took it out. That's how big it grew and how fast it grew. Not even a year later, I was weightlifting. I was doing behind the neck presses like this. I underestimated the weight I had under there. I thought I only had 35 pounds on there. I actually had 65. When I took it off, I was doing it. I felt a rip in the right side. I thought I ripped my chest muscle. No big deal. I stopped. I took the weights off. I had bloody discharge. So I went back to my OBGYN, and he examined me because it was all bruised and everything. So it's like I tore my muscle. He's examining me, but I had a funny feeling in my body. I couldn't explain it. And I'm 42 at this time now, in 2008. And he goes, get dressed. Call your husband and meet me in the office after you're dressed. I said, okay. Met him in the office. Dr. Lograno said to me, he goes, I hate to tell you this. Well, I turned around and said, oh, I have breast cancer. And his jaw drops. But I knew it. And my next thing, I said, when can we remove it? He said, I can't do it. You have to go to a specialist. So he sent me to a specialist who did a core biopsy, who did a needle biopsy, which hurt like hell. I don't care what anybody says, it hurts. The test came back positive for cancer, negative for cancer. So he had to send me to another specialist. I had to go to Huntington Hospital for another specialist who did an MRI, which is very uncomfortable for you to put your chest in these things that look like udder holders. Well, they did that. Then they sent me for a sonogram and did another biopsy, couple of biopsies, but at least they came back mostly positive, but they also had negative spots. And so I went back to Dr. Green. Dr. Lograno recommended. And he goes like this, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it for you. I have to send you to Memorial Sloan Kettering in Comac and see Dr. Scafani. I get an appointment for Dr. Scafani after a couple months. I got one on May 1st, 2008. And she takes one look at me and she says, we're not even going to do a biopsy. I know you have breast cancer. She showed me my mammogram that I did have that year, which showed my breast cancer. She says, this is how much of your breast is cancer, which was half. I was only stage 1. And she set up, I said, well, when can we operate? When can we remove it? She says, May 12th, we're removing your breast. I was like, okay, let's do it. I was in the hospital for 2 days. Unfortunately, I had clotting problems, so they had to go back in the day after they did the surgery, open me up again to do surgery. They finally let it heal. I had the tissue expander put in. At the end of my tissue expander, they did a mammography on my left breast. It showed something funny on the breast. So they decided to do a sonogram. Well, they did a sonogram. They said I have a cyst. I went and saw Dr. Scavani. I says, when can we remove the other breast? Because I don't want it to turn into cancer. So they removed it. Same problem with the blood clots, and I was bruised, and they wanted the doctors wanted to take the student doctors wanted to take me in for surgery again. And she came in and she started laughing. She clots. Don't worry about it. She'll be fine. But my first surgery that was on May 12th, she actually took pictures before they took the breast. They had student doctors there because I was such an unusual case. I went and did chemo. I did the tamoxifen with Dr. Sugarman, who was my oncologist. I went for my checkups every 3 months. Then I went to 6 months. Always clear, always clear. My liver counts were fine. They were 20, sometimes they were 40 because I had a fatty liver. Not a big deal. Bring me to the present. December 17th. I haven't been feeling good since right around Thanksgiving 2012. So December 16th, I was eating and I got sick to the point the food wouldn't stay down. So I made an appointment for the 17th of December 2012. Went to the doctor. She took blood work. She sent me for a sonogram. They wanted me to do the sonogram December 19th. And I explained to them, my mother died of pancreatic cancer 11 years ago that day. I don't want to find bad news that day. Because I already knew that I had cancer back in my body. I knew from Thanksgiving, but I was trying not to let it bother me. I was like hoping it wasn't true. Well, I went for the sonogram, and you can't eat from midnight that day. So I went to McDonald's, had pancakes for breakfast. I'm driving home, the phone rings in. It's my doctor's office. Can you come in ASAP? The doctor needs to see you. I'm like, okay. I get there, I wait. I'm the last patient. I was called in as an emergency. The doctor was getting ready to leave after me. She goes, I have some bad news. Your liver count was a little high. I said, well, I have a fatty liver, not a big deal. She goes, no, your liver count was high. It's over 200, which is not good. So I said, what are you saying? And she said, you got liver cancer. So she asked my oncologist that I have here in North Carolina, because I'm originally from New York, and that's where my breast cancer was taken care of. I came down here though, but I did have checkups and my liver counts were always good with Dr. Crane. And so she said, well, I'm not leaving here for the day until I get a hold of Dr. Crane and we get this ball rolling. The day after Christmas, December 26th, I had a PET scan to see where the cancer went. They checked from my brain down to my legs to see where it was and where it came from. And then on December 27th, I saw Dr. Crane with my husband. And he said, your liver, he goes, you know your liver cancer, right? And I go, yeah, I know. But I thought it was a fatty liver. He goes, no, you do have liver cancer. I said, can I have a liver transplant? He said, no. Because it was metastasized from my breast cancer. I had some stinking freaking rebel cells that decided to avoid the chemo. It avoided the tamoxifen. It hid out until it was time. And then it snuck through my bloodstream all the way down to my liver. And on January 7th, I went back to him for blood work. It was a good thing. My liver count did go down. It was 197.7. I'm sorry, I got to backtrack a little because I'm a little off. When I saw him on December 27th, we already had scheduled my liver biopsy on January 3rd, 2013. Which was not a fun experience either, because I can't stand biopsies. They hurt. I don't care what, no, even if they know me, you still feel it. I also had, on January 4th, my birthday, my 47th birthday, they scheduled my IV port. But at least I had a birthday cake. They gave me that when I woke up. They gave me birthday cake. They sung happy birthday to me. On January 7th, I saw the doctor. I had blood work. And on January 8th, I was going to get my hair cut off. And being I'm a queen of a chapter, my vice queen surprised me. She showed up and got her head shaved off too for me, to show her support for me. And then January 9th, I went for my first chemo. And they used my brand new port on January 7th for blood work, and then they used my brand new port on January 9th, which was great, better than the veins. And I was hurting for 5 days after the last chemo. I just had chemo yesterday. Was my second chemo, so I have 4 more before I go for another PET scan to see if the chemo shrunk my liver. And if it didn't, I have to stay on chemo for a while, so they can shrink it so I can live. Because you know what? I fight. I'm a girl that fights. I fight like a girl, just like this says. I wear the boxing gloves and my sock monkeys that my redhead sisters gave me for support. But you know what? I didn't let breast cancer kill me. And I'm not letting liver cancer kill me. I'm going to KO liver cancer because you know what? I'm a survivor. It's not going to kill me. I'm going to kill it. But, you know, it's hard. It really is hard, and it's emotional. And people don't realize I'm smiling all the time, but I'm hurting inside and I can't let it out. So I'm making this video with no hat on, no hair, no bandana, so people see the real me and how I really feel about cancer. I wear a tattoo that says, "Screw cancer." And I had that put on a year after I lost my breast, and I still say, "Screw cancer." You're not going to kill me, and you're going to stop killing my friends, because we're going to find a cure for cancer, all cancer. And I may be stage 4 liver cancer. I haven't given up. My Red Hat chapter, I'm going strong. My vice queen takes over a lot of things because I can't do it. But I'm there backing her up 100% because I love my group. They're the only things keeping me going. And all my friends, my church friends, my Facebook friends, my Red Hat friends, and my husband, who's my caregiver, and I feel really bad because I can't do things a lot, so he has to take care of me. And it's hard because we don't have much food coming into the house because food stamps, they don't give me anything. They can't even get Medicaid. I have Medicaid to pay for my Part B of my Medicare, and that's it. But it's like, it's hard. If it wasn't for my friends donating money, donating food, and helping us however they can, we wouldn't be living. But again, I want to say, fight like a girl. We all fight like a girl. And we're going to win this battle no matter what. Now how many times I have cancer, I'm going to fight like this every single time. I mean that. I'm going to fight it. See? These are my kids and they're helping me. Love you all.